All right, so we are about to review our solving systems unit. Don't forget hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell, because the 100 plus people that have subscribed to this. It's kind of a big deal. All right, solve the following systems. Circle the method of your choice and state why you're using that method. All right, now I did state that some of these should be kind of Captain Obvious, jump out in your face. Okay, how many y'all chose graph? Should be just about all of you. If you chose graph, you probably should have put both y equals. Okay. Uh, you work, see graph. For the top one, your b is 0, and your m is negative 5 over 1. That means down 5 to the right 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here. Okay. And then the bottom, uh, b equals negative 6, and then m equals 1 over 1. That means up 1 to the right 1. So that would have been here, up 1 over 1 here. All right, so you would have had 1 and negative 5, correct? Yes? No? All right. Now, did anybody solve this by substitution? Okay. If you did solve it by subs, probably, the y, both y equals could also be the same way or their preferred method. I'm going to actually do the work for it below here. This is for substitution, by the way. And um, that's actually how I would have done it in the beginning. In the beginning, main reason why is like what I said yesterday. There were no fractions. If Mr. Jeffrey sees y equals and no fractions, bam, I'm using substitution. Okay, but that's just a Mr. Jeffries thing. Six, negative 6. All right, so x would be 1. All right, and then I would have used the top equation, y equals negative 5x. Why? Because it's the easiest one. All right, and I would have got y equals 5. Okay, so there's two different ways. I could have used elimination. I kind of don't want to right now, but uh, those are definitely the two ways. Um, but you know, you have your you have them. You should have either way both answers. Remember, you get 12 points for circling the one, stating your why, and showing your work. Okay, you only get 6 points for the answer. Remember, the process is more important than the answer. Hmm. All right. Now, how many of y'all are really excited about problems like number one for tomorrow? Good. Two people. Awesome. Everybody else is just going to live in fear between now and then. So it's always a good day. All right. Number two. Me personally, substitution, one variable by itself. And this is shorthand, var, one var. All right. And I'm going to plug this in right here. You could have probably graphed this. Probably not my most fun thing to do. Did anybody else solve this a different way besides substitution? Okay, good. If they did, I don't know. I wasn't looking. Every time. All right, so this is going to be minus 4x and then plus 20. And then when I combine these two, minus 3x plus 20 equals 8. So I'm going to have minus 20, minus 20. Negative 12. 3, 9, 3. All right, so x equals 4, I hope. And then y, 2x minus 10. So this is y equals minus 10. So this is 8. 8 minus 10, negative 2. I'm hanging on intently. Oh, I plugged it into the top. I did not state that. That's my bad. Yep. That's an easy thing to do. That's a lot going on. There is a lot going on in all this stuff. Okay? And a negative is an easy minus 1. Now, let's say for instance you may have made a miscalculation and said that, 2 plus 4 equals 2, but you did everything else correctly all the way through. I'm only going to take off a minus 1 in that one spot because that's the only part you messed up. No, 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 that's fine. Or there was, or if you forget to carry a variable down, I'm only going to take off. Hey, you forgot to write your variable right here. You did everything else correctly. See, to me, that's not a concept thing. That's a, oh, you're a human thing. That's a, I'm not going to have to refer you to the orthopedic surgeon for a cranial rectomotomy. No, cranial rectomotomy is where you have to have your head surgically removed from your bottom. His surgery was something totally different. All right, so going elimination, same term, different signs. All right, so this would have been 18 as we combine them to 4 plus 2 is 6. 12 plus 6 is 18. Divide by 6. All right, so we get y is 3. Now, again, it doesn't matter. We could use top or bottom, okay, to plug this back in. Okay. I'm going to use the, I was about to write top and I was said bottom. So this is equals 12. So this is 3. Now, some people will be able to see this before they do it. Some people will have to wait until they do this step to say, wait a minute, something doesn't smell right. When you subtract this 12, you're going to get 2x equals 0. All right. Yep. We found y first, and now we're going back and solving for x. So, yep. So now, when you find this, yeah, x is 0. 0 is a possible answer. Okay. Yep. So you're good. Um, so you're saying your work was wrong, but your answer was right? Yes and no? Somewhat? Okay. That's okay. In undergrad, I made up a step because my professor was notorious for giving us the same problems on our test as we had for notes. And I forgot, like, I remembered everything except for this one step to get to the answer. I remembered the answer, I remembered the step, the last step. So I just wrote something. I got the answer, I got the problem right because he did like I did. He graded the answer and then went back. So I was like, whew, yeah. All right. Okay with number 3. All right, probably for number 4, a lot of people said graph. Again, some of y'all said both y equals. If you did substitution, I'll go back and do that one. So the top b equals 6, m equals -1 over 1. That means down 1. how many y'all, when you did graphing, for those that did it, how many y'all are liking just doing the dots for these? Yeah. Does it work? Do you understand it? Then I'm good with it. I can't really repeat his method because I don't understand it, but it works for the student, so I don't care. Over one, up two, over one, up two, over one, up two, over one, up two. Yeah. So this would be one, two, three, four, one, two. All right. So four, two. Uh, Substitution again. If you did substitution, like we did for number one, both y equals would have been the same thing. Are you about to check out again, or are you just standing up with your backpack on because you, huh? Oh, you are switching seats. Okay, I'm glad I'm invested for that. That's not very skibbity. So, plus x, 3x minus 6 equals 6. And then x plus 6. So 3x equals 12. That gives me x equals 4 for my substitution people. And I'm going to actually use the bottom one because I'm going to avoid the negatives. As y'all would say, avoid the haters, avoid the ops, right? All right, so again, we should still get the same thing, two different ways to approach it. Do some of y'all like that you have some options for these? Yeah, a little bit of freedom. You have you can take a little bit of ownership to it. Yeah. So I have a question. How many of y'all actually graphed number one but didn't graft number four, or vice versa? Like you didn't graft number one but you graphed number four. Okay. That was just a Mr. Jeffries wondering, like, hey, did you happen to switch it up? Spice it up a little bit. So now, just some people can, some people can't, and that's okay because everybody operates differently. All right, are we going number four? Anybody needs more time? No. All right, this one I would definitely would have said substitute one variable by itself again, and do 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 3x plus 2 minus 2. All right, so this we should get x equals 4. And if we're using the top, it's plus 2, plus 2. 4, this is 12, and then 12 plus 2 is 14. Okay. Now this one you could have graphed, but your point wouldn't have landed on the grid since 414. Not necessarily on the grid, but you know, good try. All right. Any Anybody need more time, or anybody have questions about number 5? Yes, no, maybe so. What position did the leprechaun play in baseball? Shortstop. It's only a little funny. It's it's called being human, and you might be like that Rob Zombie song, where you're actually more human than human, where you're overthinking it. Yeah. Okay. Then we got to number 6. Okay. Now, for those that got to number 6, how many of y'all got to number 6? You looked at number 6, you're like, I'm just going to wait till he does it. Okay. Now, some of y'all got to number 6 and you're like, I know what this man is going to do. Okay. He is a man of patterns. He went graphing, substitution, elimination, backside, graphing, substitution. Well, probably he has probably set this up for elimination. Okay. Also, if you happen to get multiple problems that end up with -1, 2, x is -1 and y is 2 tomorrow, that's because I learned something in grad school that where I can set these problems up, and that's what they'll be. Okay? And that's how we got this problem right here. All right. So, yes, this is elimination. Because this is Mr. Jeffrey's preferred method. And we're going to do it in red. It's kind of like there's somebody that was a veteran. He owned a parts shop. He hired mainly veterans, and somebody decided that they were going to try to rob the veteran owned and operated parts shop. And well, he did when one of the like there was multiple different people like Army, Marines, different things in there, and one of them had actually kind of came in, and they ended up locking the door behind the guy trying to rob the place. And then they said, "What makes the grass grow?" And then they all chanted, and the guy who was trying to rob the place actually put the gun down and just waited for the cops because he knew that he was going to probably be pummeled or worse by the people that were veterans. All right. So I saw the light. No, I saw that these two things right here, they're X and X. I can multiply the bottom one. I could have multiplied the top one, but I wanted to multiply the bottom one so it's like an old school subtraction problem. And multiplied it by -1. Okay. And I made the X's cancel. And I got Y equals 2. Pachow. Now I can use the top. I could use the bottom. It doesn't matter. But I need to use the pencil writing thing. Oh my gosh. I just can't have nothing. So X equals 3. Oh my gosh. For the 5 people that's going to watch this later, they're probably really giggling right now. He can't write. I still want to know if there's like an actual teacher that just kind of like looks stuff up. They're like, oh, this looks good. I'm going to put this link in my Schoology page, and that's what my kids are going to watch as their lesson today. And then all of a sudden they come back, they're like, Miss Johnson, why did you make us watch this crazy guy? That would be so funny. I'd have to know. All right. Or that they're watching my videos. That's funny. All right. So now, I don't know what you need to write on your orange sheet. Uh, you could write Mr. Jeffries eats booger sandwiches. I don't know. Uh, no, it's not. It's not factual. It's not factual at all. Um, I know some of y'all might be blown away by that, but anyways, again, your test tomorrow is going to look super similar to your practice test today. Uh, Asking questions during the test is encouraged. Okay, and for those watching at home, don't forget hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell, leave a nice note. Good stuff, good things. Roll Tide.